Castleford Tigers, though, they beat the Challenge Cup holders, the Catalan Dragons, on a freezing night at the Jungle, 20 points to 4. Paul McShane controlled things from the start, and with Luke Gale and Jamie Ellis out for the remainder of the season, well, Paul McShane has got a pivotal role to play this year, Darren.
Paul McShane takes control of any game that he's involved in. What Paul McShane did last weekend was make up for the loss of Luke Gale, add to the communication, the enthusiasm of his side, but they meet a very determined black and white side. I bumped into a few of the players on the way up to the gantry, a few of the black and white players, and they were ultra focused on tonight. They want to make sure that Lee Radford is proud of his team's performance and they get a victory.
Chris Kendall, the match referee, blows the whistle. We're underway here then at the KCOM Stadium in the city of Kingston upon Hull, and Scott Taylor will take the first tackle of the night. It was a great chase, as you would expect, from the Castleford Tigers from that kickoff, to make sure that Taylor didn't make too much ground downfield. This now is Minicello with his hands on the ball, gets to the feet and plays it to Houghton. He finds Griffin. Griffin will get the black and whites to within 10 metres of the halfway line, halfway through this opening set of 6. Sneed. The ball goes infield to Joe Westerman. Back in the side tonight after missing the opener. Jamie Shaw, the fullback, is waiting at dummy half. He gets Hull over halfway before Alex Foster leads the charge with McShane and Millington. We play the ball there, though. Houghton gets the ball away to Connor. The ball went to ground, though, on Connor's first touch. Or was it Houghton's knock on?
Well, that's what you call good defence, isn't it? Pressure from Millington at the mark of defence. It's intelligent. He stays on side, and then he gets into position, knocks the arm, holds it free, and the ball goes forward from Houghton. It's a dreadful start for Hull, though, as they've turned it over.
Yes, they turned it over.
The quarterback, isn't it, in American football?
It is, and they turned it over just inside the Castleford half of the field as well. Not the start that Lee Radford would have wanted, the opening set in the opening minute of the match. This now is Nathan Massey for the Castleford Tigers. 231st career appearance for him tonight for Darryl Powell's side. A good drive in on Jordan Rankin, the former Hull man. Tackling led by Massey Matongo and Mark Minicello, the M&Ms of this Hull outfit. And this now is Liam Watts. He gets the ball away at the play. The ball, that was Millington. It was Truman, Jesse Senilifeo. It's Castleford within 10 metres of that Hull line. We've reached tackle number 5. So repeat set at least will be what Castleford will be looking for here, as Truman floats the ball out wide. He finds his own player, but he is immediately met. And that's good work. Good work in defence on James Flair.
Well, it just goes to show now, Eddie, that Hull are 10 metres from their line, and it's so important that you get to your kick. Castleford have turned the ball over on their terms. They've challenged the line. Hull have stood up to that challenge. But the difficult part for any team in rugby league is getting away from your try line. When the opposition's defence is so tight, the simple carries like this, well, it's a fair effort.
It's a great effort. Is that from Hakim Meludi to cool his heels last weekend? Carlos Tumamukbabi is tipped to the floor meanwhile. Westerman with a solid run down the middle. Nearly away. Liam Watts at him though, and helped out by good defence from Millington and McShane. Here is Houghton now. Scott Taylor will take the ball forward. Hull know that this maybe is where the battle will be won and lost tonight. The big men down the middle. Houghton comes to the left-hand side to Sneed, under pressure from Rankin. He gets the kick away. It's claimed though, in midair. Matatia claims his opposite number, Jamie Shaw.
Well, good play, Jamie Shaw, and Castleford don't want him to get the ball in open play. Look at the line speed here from Hull FC. It's the forwards, it's the 6 men up front that Lee Radford's challenged in this game. They're the ones who are looking to take the battle. The only 3 players to try and slow this Cast side down. Jesse Senilifeo goes to that favoured left-hand side where Michael Shenton is.
And there is Shenton at dummy half. That's the pass away to Greg Eden. He was back to scoring prowess last week. 2 tries in the win against the Catalan Dragons. Remember 2017, he will never forget it. 41 tries that year in 31 appearances. Here is a break though from Truman, the young player of the year. Gets the ball wide to Shenton, and Shenton will go over for the first try. Castleford take the lead in the opening 5 minutes here at the KCOM Stadium. And Shenton now on 99 Super League tries for Castleford. He needs just one more to become the first Castleford player to reach the century, and a great start for Darryl Powell and a great start for Michael Shenton. Castleford lead by 4 points to 0.
Well, Darryl Powell calls this young man who's got the ball out a special talent. Well, you love the confidence of any youngster. When they get the ball, they go the short side. There's only 10 metres to play with. But he knows he's got the skill, he's got the balance, he's got the pace. There's an overchase from Maludi. And just look at that. Pulls in the fullback, Jamie Shaw, and gives the ball to his captain.
There is an extra attacker in that on that left edge there. There's a late movement. I think it's from Jake Truman. Well, let's see, try and put enough defenders out there, but the confidence that they've got, the confidence in each other to find some space, get in between defenders and ultimately convert and execute that perfect play.
Well, Paul McShane is the goal kicker at the start of this year. We've lost Luke Gale, of course, as we know. He got 4 goals last week against the Dragons. He looks like he's been kicking all his life, Paul McShane. Bonks the ball over the top of the crossbar, and the Castleford Tigers lead by 6 points to 0.
Well, it's no surprise that Castleford have scored on the left-hand side. Last week they had 3 times as much action down that left flank than they did on the right. And Hull almost need another defender permanently to stand over there, because more often than not, they'll throw the ball towards where Michael Shenton is and hope that that side can somehow break through the defence. Dreadful start for Hull.
This doesn't make things any easier for Lee Radford. Matautia feels the kick-off. Back it will come in the shape of Alex Foster. Well, they know that they've got a special talent at Castleford in the shape of Jake Truman. He's a veteran of 19 years of age. Played 28 times last year. And he followed Joe Westerman, who's of course on the opposite side tonight, in 2008. Darrell Clark, now Warrington in 2014, was past winners of the Young Player of the Year award. And this is Eden tiptoeing his way down the line, but he just had a foot in touch.
Well, Greg Eden will always take that risk and chance. He thinks he's got the making of Maludi there. You can just see those yellow boots of his hit the line. But confident player will always back himself, and Maludi just does enough.
Yeah, Greg Eden, 100th try in the British game for him last week against the Catalan Dragons. Set the game alight in 2017 when he was the Super League top try scorer.
Shot clock off. Out!
This is Sneed in centre field. Shaw, and he then finds Griffin straight into the chest of Jordan Rankin. Rankin had 2 seasons at Hull, 2014-2015, 51 appearances. Minicello now for the Black and Whites. They need a quick response, you feel, do Hull FC. Houghton, centre field, gets it to Sneed. Sneed then gives it wide to Connor. Connor to Shaw. Shaw finds Twimavavi. Good work from him. Goes down the right-hand channel with Maludi. 4 men are there to close him down. Twimavavi is the dummy half. Connor. Westerman gives it to Houghton. Houghton then to Sneed. Here is Griffin. This is Farimo. And Beretta Farimo cutting back in field. Brought to ground by Millington. Tackle number 4 has gone. Here now is Houghton. Houghton to Westerman. Westerman, well, a loose pass, but Connor picked it up on the half volley, then drifts the kick in behind Greg Eden.
He's touched it.
And he's taken that over the line.
Yeah. That's the best attacking set Hull have put on all of last week and so far this season here. They've stretched it from one side to the other. They've dragged the defenders across. OK, the kick's gone in and they've got the ball off Eden. But at last there now, they're starting to attack with some cohesion. Players committing defenders into the challenge, drawing men, creating space for people out wide. It went side to side, and they might get some success in this set.
Okay, let's go.
45th meeting between these two. Hull 22 wins to their credit. Castleford 19, 3 draws. The last draw 18 all here 5 years ago. 18 all tonight. We'll get 10 minutes of golden point.
Alex, back ball.
It's a long, long way away.
He's got the bit between his teeth for tonight's game, Scott Taylor. Another player I thought played very well last week against Hull KR.
This is Minicello, meanwhile. He gets to his feet and plays it to Houghton. He then finds Sneed. Sneed gives it to Connor. Connor trying to back his way around McShane. And they hold him up eventually over the line, so he'll have to bring it back 10 metres.
Tackle free out there.
Well, the player's quite content. As long as someone's got hold of the ball, they won't let Jake Connor get to ground. They'll drag him over the line, then all of a sudden, when they look up, the defensive line has got 10 metres, so they can see more of the attack, what Hull's going to throw at them. What sort of attacking shape have they got?
This is Westerman. He gives it to Taylor. Taylor is greeted by the chest of Grant Millington. 5 metres out, the black and whites. Houghton gives it then to Westerman again. Short ball from him. It's a crash bang from Sika Mano, but great defence again on their own line from Castleford.
Again, quality work, working very hard for each other. Hull FC, they can't give up on any player. They're willing to throw the ball around. They're willing to try and create those chances in this decent field position.
Back 10 metres again for the last tackle. Connor with a measured kick to this left-hand side, looking for Farimo. It bounced off Clare, but the referee said in actual fact it bounced off the Hull winger.
We'll need a big defensive set here now. They need to fire into their opponents. If their outside backs are trying to get forward with some speed, you need to make sure you hit, you wrap them up. Don't let them just scoot from dummy half like that.
Here goes Matautia again. Gets away from Connor.
Well, that's another good exit
Ball
set.
goes to ground. Penalty though. Ball stolen, says Chris Kendall, and his touch judge far side.
Well, Eddie, that's another good exit set. Another part of the game that Castleford were significantly better than Catalan last weekend was coming away from their own line. That backfield division of Matautia, Clare, Minikin, Shenton, all getting in, all doing the work, and that's the reason Maloudi's pleading his case. But ferocity and the intent of that charge mean that he was tempted to go in and illegally try and strip that ball.
Well, both his hands were around the ball. It gave the touch judge and the referee little option but to blow for the penalty. So Castleford in decent field position inside their opponent's half as they restart this match with this set of 6. Here is Millington again.
Move, Scott, get back.
If he stays fit, he'll break through 200 Castleford appearances this year with Grant Millington. That was Rankin. Here is Batman Truman again.
Move, back there. Hold, go.
And the dummy half is Minikin. The ball finds its way to Rankin. This is Matautia. Matautia gets it away to Jesse Seni Lefeo. And McShane. McShane off the ground. Rankin drops the pass off to Millington.
They look like they're setting up for something here, Castleford. Perfect field position. The inside and outside options there.
Well, the whole crowd are applauding on the 11th minute to mark Adam Marr's number. But here is a try for Jesse Seni Lefeo. The referee not sure it's been grounded correctly.
Ben, that's tackle 5. We've got to try.
We've got a try on the field.
Just check the pickup and then the grounding, please.
They just want to check the grounding and the pickup by Jesse Seni Lefeo. Castleford were not put off by that round of applause for Adam Marr.
Well, as we've said a number of times during the game and before the game, this left side is the go-to side for the Castleford Tigers. Jesse Seni Lefeo puts himself in the frame, battles hard to get hold of that ball and then battles to get it down. McShane, left-footed kick. Jesse Seni Lefeo, is it a clean pickup? There you go.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any doubt as far as anyone up in the commentary box is concerned, Stuart.
No, that's a straightforward pick-up and grounding. The tackle's never completed and the ball's grounded correctly.
So Jesse Seni Lefeo looks like he's got the second try here for the Tigers. The big Samoan. And that confirms it. And Castleford are 10-0 up after just 12 minutes of the match. He was the Castleford top offloader last year. 2 tries last year in a 6-minute spell against Leeds in July in the one game. And here he's got his season's tally up and running at the KCOM Stadium. 12.5 minutes gone. Castleford 10-0 up. Paul McShane then to try and add the extras. And this time McShane just dragged it in front of the posts, but the try was well worked.
Well, this is what's special about Castleford Tigers these days. Jake Truman takes it upon himself. He has an inside and an outside option. Ends up playing the ball and step forward Paul McShane.
Aren't we blessed with some really good hookers in the British game? Paul McShane, he's so clinical, great vision. for that try from Lefeo.
If you've never played this game, you're watching that at home, you would think that that kick looks relatively simple, and yet there are very few players in this competition who can execute that kick, get it into the space between the two defenders, and invite your teammates to chase alongside it. He does it and makes it look really simple there, Paul McShane, but it must be a difficult skill, otherwise every team would have a hooker doing it. Here it is, just puts the ball on the floor in between the two players. Gently, soft kick, isn't it? Just rolls it through between the two lines and then hopes that somebody gets there in time.
Delicate by Paul McShane. He was the Castleford man of the match last week, although Liam Watts got the 3 points in the voting system that they're operating this year for the Man of Steel award come the end of the year. But Paul McShane was knocking on the door of the Man of Steel award last year, knocking on the door for England as well. And with Gale and Jamie Ellis long-term injuries, he has a pivotal role to play for Castleford this year. It's not the best kick though.
Well, the youngster making the mistake.
Turn over there, boys.
No real pressure, really. Danny Houghton set off from the marker position, then he seemed to give up. Jake Truman just didn't get that kick away, and I agree with you, Eddie. Paul McShane has got a big year to play, a big role to play in this cast side to guide the team around.
Gale's out all year, we're told that, and we've seen him before the match tonight on crutches. And Ellis is at least 6 months away, they seem to think, so he has got a massive season ahead of him.
And he's got a young 19-year-old, as you said before, playing in the halves. He's got Jordan Rankin, who's a new player to the club, so Barry talked about the likes of Shenton being a constant, well, so's Paul McShane.
Well, Hull have an even bigger hour ahead of them here, and they've got to find a way of fighting back into this. They need some leadership here now for some real strong characters.
Yes, the 10 down, not the start they wanted. This is Griffin. Rankin tenacious in the tackling on the ground. Foster helping out with a bit of help and assistance from Liam Watts as well. This is Sneed. Sneed gets it away to Connor. Connor then wide to Shaw. To Imavavi, almost through. Good work by Shenton in defence, and Truman. Connor again. Crossfield kick, long, looking for Farimo. Doesn't find Farimo though. Oh, the ball has been played back though off the ground. Minicello, this is a golden opportunity for the black and white. Minicello to the line! And he tries to roll the ball over and touch it down. The referee has a look, close range, isn't convinced 100%.
Have you got no try on touch or the grounding? Okay, mate. Time off.
So they're looking for either the ball in touch.
I have a try.
They have a try on the field. This would be a real bonus. Either the touchline on this near side as the ball came back to Hull, or the grounding. A few things to look out for then, Stuart, here.
It is, and the on-field call is crucial there, the call of try.
He obviously saw the ball on the deck. Now it's James Clare, isn't it, who tries to get this ball away. And this is crucial. This is crucial. Now then, Stuart, what's the rule here?
Well, his shirt is on the line and his hand is still on the ball, so I think this will be ruled that he's in touch.
And what a blow that would be for Hull FC. It's definitely still in his hand. His shirt, his shoulder is on the line, and so this is going to be ruled out. And when things go against you in this game, things go against you, because Hull will get the head and feed from the scrum.
There's no advantage from the ball being in touch, so we have to go back to the restart from the touchline.
No try. He has been denied. Mark Minicello on his 100th Super League appearance for the Black and Whites.
20 metres in, sorry,
But it's a good kick from Jake Connor, who puts pressure on James Clare, and as you can see, goes over the sideline. But another set of 6 here that they've got, and a good injection of pace and power from Mark Minicello to get over the try line.
I was going to say, that will at least give them encouragement, won't it, Hull, that they're over the line.
Eddie, they've got enough willing workers in that side. They need that finesse, they need that spark.
Maybe Shaw will provide it. He tried to go inside, or outside rather, Truman. Shenton was there to help out. Chwimavavi to Jake Connor. Here is Westerman. Massimo takes it forward. Liam Watts inevitably the first man in. Helped out by McShane. Helped out by Nathan Massey. Will play the ball to Houghton. 10 metres out. They go to the right-hand side. That's a good ball from Connor to Westerman. And Westerman's in. That's a tremendous Hull try. Joe Westerman marks his comeback. an injured knee against Salford in June last year, and then he came back too early against Wakefield the following month. It finished his season off. Here he is in his first appearance of 2019, and he gets the try that could do so much for him, but more importantly, so much for his team.
Well, Hull FC, like I said before, they've got some willing workers. Mark Minicello gets over the line. It's not awarded, obviously, but just have a little look at the play here from Jake Connor. He comes back against the grain. It's a little drop-off then for Joe Westerman, who's got an awful lot of rugby ability. He's got some power as well. And look at him when he gets this ball. He picks his line. He dummies the ball. He doesn't deviate, and he gets over the try line.
It is a simple run-around play, but by Joe Westerman deciding to stick hold of that ball, he has a one-on-one in front of him. When we see the wider angle, we'll see Jamie Shaw, another supporting play, and that's the reason that the loose forward Joe Westerman ended up one-on-one.
Now the kickers for goal have 1 minute and 20 seconds to complete the kick. This year, Mark Sneed has kicked that goal. I didn't have a stopwatch on him, but Mark Sneed is one of the most deliberate kickers of the ball. He's very good in his build-up, but that was spot on. It was inside the 1 minute 20, and that's spot on as well for Joe Westerman and the Black and Whites. They're on the board, and that'll do their confidence the power of good.
You're right, I suppose the game's all about numbers and angles, and Hull demonstrated that to perfect effect there, didn't they? The angles that ran, the players running off Joe Westerman to just hold some of the defenders on him to give him the space. Joe Westerman has the potential to play for England still yet in his career. He's got the ability. Does he have the attitude? We'll see that here over the rest of this season. His career's gone up and down, hasn't it, along the way. He's at a watershed moment here now, I think, in 2019. Just shows just how good the Joe Westerman can be.
2008 Young Player of the Year at Castleford, Joe Westerman. We will see two of the biggest big guns in the Betfred Super League tomorrow. Wigan against Leeds, but they're both at the wrong end of the table right now. Wigan Leeds tomorrow at 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena. Wigan a week before the World Club Challenge, of course, and then on Saturday we have another Saturday game for you. Catalan Dragons against the Huddersfield Giants. Saturday at 5 to 5 on Sky Sports Arena again. Tremendous start to the 2019 season for the Super League and for us on Sky Sports. Some great games. 4 belters last week, and I include the Toronto match against York in that as well on the Sunday. That's from the Championship, of course. This, meanwhile, is Matautia.
That's a good set after points for Hull FC. They got to the kick, they're chasing hard, they want to put a good defensive set in. Try and restrict the metres that the Tigers make.
Trying to work the ball away from their own line. It's James Clare. Good offload. Here they come with Millington. Bumps Minicello out of the way. Westerman stuck to him and dragged him to the ground. Here goes Paul McShane now. Gets it away to Nathan Massey. Nathan Massey, the arms came clear. He thought about the offload, thought better of it, took the tackle. Now it's Truman again. Truman will dab it towards the corner. Cut out by Jamie Shaw. Close to his own line though, Shaw. Good chase.
Yeah, nothing he could do then was there then Jamie Shaw. He looks up and all of a sudden there's 4 Tigers shirts in front of him. Carlos Tumavari looking to get the ball across to the left-hand side. Doesn't pass it. Trying to play outside of the forwards. Not having any joy getting through this Tigers defence.
With a drive out from defence by Farimo for the Black and White. Shaw will have a scamper from dummy half. Last tackle though, and a knock on. Last tackle was coming, and a knock on. Forced by the challenge from McShane and Massey.
They'll be desperately disappointed, not only to surrender possession, they were just getting themselves into the arm wrestle then, Hull FC. They put in a good set, defended this set, and then received the ball, and the ideal scenario is to go set for set with your opposition and see who breaks first. Unfortunately for the Black and Whites, it was Hull FC.
They've won only 3 of the last 11 visits to the KCOM Stadium in the League and Cup. Castleford since 2012. And in this corresponding fixture last year, it was 36-12 to Hull. But Castleford started this game well, led 10-0. Hull back in it now and looking to defend this set because they've coughed up possession inside their own half. That's the first tackle of the set, and here's the Castleford try scorer, Michael Shenton. 20 metres out, he'll play the ball. This is Millington. 3 players in the tackle. Tongo, Westerman amongst them. That's McShane. Here is Truman. Truman with a short ball to Matauchi. Matauchi out the back door to Shenton. He does well then, Shenton, to come back in towards the field of play. He's on his way to the touchline. Senilefeo.
Move, Scott Taylor! Wait, go for
Trying to use his strength to get over the line. Good poor short ball to Millington. Back to McShane, who fed him. Here is McShane. Changes the direction of the attack to Senilefeo again. And a take on Connor and to Mavavi. The reinforcements arrive. They bring him down 3 metres shy of the line, far side of the field. Last one here, McShane. Another little kick drafted through. And a battle for the ball on the ground, and the referee says that it is the black and whites who have it in the shape of Hakim Meloudi, their French international winger.
He did well then, he stuck his foot out Meloudi.
Here go Castleford now, trying to restrict Hull's movement from their own line. Houghton. Minicello, wonderful defence from Castleford. The opening 3 tackles this set. Houghton gets it away to Westerman. Up they come again, Castleford. The Hull supporters screaming for an offside whistle. It's not coming so far, still not coming. This is Twimavavi. And Castleford have restricted Hull to about 20-25 metres in that set of 6. Kick downfield is a good one.
That's a massive set of 6, that, from Hull FC. Trapped on the line to get to the kick, get out their own half, and they make more or less 60 metres. Big effort from them, under an awful lot of pressure then.
Eden. Wide to Shenton. It bounces off Shenton's chest. He had to go down on his knees to try and pick the ball up with Michael Shenton. But Hull won't be complaining about that.
Hull will be made up to get through that set, to get the kick away, to get in Castleford's half, and then for Cass to throw this ball through Greg Eden and to make the mistake.
Hey, do you know, Eddie? Look though, Terry. They had a 2v1. Senilefeo gone onto the left wing. You know, modern day sport now is about transition from attack to defence, and attacking there now when they just received possession. Intelligent play, but they just couldn't accept it, could they? Look, Senilefeo goes out there, he spots there's 2 attackers and only 1 defender, but he can't take the pass.
So instead, Hull have got the ball from that scrum. Oh, now Griffin has knocked it on. Tried to offload in the very first tackle. And he grimaces and knows he's made an error.
Well, he's a big player for them, isn't he, Josh Griffin? Big, powerful centre.
Just the arm,
looks to get that offload away, but he missed 8 games last year, and he was still on Hull's list. Made 3rd most metres, 2nd most clean breaks. He's a big player for them, with an awful lot of experience as well.
It's the effort of Jordan Rankin involved in that tackle. He prevents Josh Griffin can get in a clean offload away. They're rushing to form this scrum.
Well, they've got to, because they've got only a short space of time, and they got it in within 7 seconds.
Go, well done, Danny, hold on.
Moves designed this year to speed the game up, and it certainly did that last weekend. Speaking to one player, he said he went to the Saints match last Thursday night and he was in bed for 5 to 10.
And they've certainly bought into it. It has been exciting. Coaches, players well and truly behind the new changes. That's where he's good. That's where he's good. Another 5-6 metres after contact. 4 players in, still struggling to get him to ground.
And that was Liam Watts. And this is Rankin. Oops, and Foster loses it, and Griffin gets the ball back from the black and whites. This is a 0 tackle from the knock-on. Hull have the possession. Farimo goes away again on a run down this left-hand side.
They're not happy, the crowd, are they? They're on the referee's back. I think it was Josh Griffin desperate to play that ball. He was not allowed to do so. And every time the ball is played, the crowd is on the back of the referee, baying for an offside call.
26 minutes gone. Castleford ahead by 4 points. Hull in possession here with Taylor. Taylor's head went back in that challenge and collision with Liam Watts. He goes down though on tackle number 3. 11-12 metres inside the Castleford half of the field. It's with Sneed. Sneed looking for a short pass. No, goes behind Minicello and finds Shaw. Jamie Shaw gets away from the tacklers. That's a great effort from the fullback. Pulled down by Greg Minikin. This now is Sneed. Here is Westerman. He puts the brakes on, gets the ball away to Taylor. Back it comes to the schemer-in-chief Sneed. Long pass then to Griffin. Griffin trying to go round Alex Foster. Goes to ground tackle number 5. That's how close they are, the black and whites, with Farimo. Farimo then to Sneed. Crossfield kick coming. Oh, put out of the air by Connor. And Hull are level. Jake Connor with the try. Well, the two men who missed last week, Westerman and Connor, have made a vital contribution to the black and whites in the opening 27 minutes here. Lee Radford's men have battled back from 10-0 down. It's now 10-all, the kick to come, and Hull should be ahead. Mind you, they were ahead 12-0 against Rovers last week and lost it. Beware.
Well, hopefully Lee Radford will be thinking that he'll learn from those lessons. That's a big effort from Jamie Shaw, fullback. What about this for a precise kick from Mark Sneed? Jake Connor goes up between two cast defenders. Michael Shenton's not happy. He thinks that he's got this covered. Jake Connor, who made his Test debut last year, he could be anything in the sport. His potential is ridiculous. And that effort there now draws them level with a kick to come.
There's Jake Connor. Suspended for the game against Hull KR last week because of dissent in a pre-season friendly against St Helens. I'm sure that he and the coaching staff here will have regretted that. But they won't have regretted anything here. And Sneed adds the extras. Hull are ahead by 12 points to 10 against the Castleford Tigers, having been 10-0 down.
The team sports are all about combinations, and Hull have found a perfect one here, haven't they? Connor back on the field now, linking with the kicks that Sneed can put in. They've got themselves ahead here now in this game. The confidence reinstored, I think. This player, Connor, provides a lot. He's 24 years of age. He's played every position in the back line. He's playing stand-off here tonight. Still nobody knows really where his best position is. He could probably even play loose forward. He's that multi-talented, but they've got to get him involved as much as possible because he could make such a difference to the season that Hull face in 2019.
We're back in the Betfred Championship on Sunday at 3. Rochdale against the Toronto Wolfpack. It's live on Sky Sports Arena. And a week on Sunday, the 17th, the whole programme for the Super League has been cleared to make way for this. Wigan Warriors against the Sydney Roosters for the right to be called the best club side in the world. The World Club Challenge, Sunday the 17th of February, will start at 6:30 here on Sky Sports.
Move, Paul! Alex!
Wonder who Philip Clark will be cheering for that night. Two of his former clubs. Philip.
Let's take in this game, Eddie. Take each game at a time.
You sound like a politician.
The time home. I told you texting in there.
I'm not asking you about Brexit, Phil. I'm asking you about the match next week. You won't mind who wins.
I won't know.
There you go. I think that's fair enough. I think that's fair enough.
Another good set from Hull FC after points. Got to the end of the set, put a kick in, and they're looking to exert some pressure now defensively.
Castleford here with Shenton. He plays the ball. Truman gets it away to Adam Milner, who's on the field off the bench.
Move back, Joe. Go
Made his England debut last year, first of all against France and then in the final two tests against the Kiwis. Did Adam Milner. Another fantastic season for him. Deep kick from Rankin. He was looking for a 40-20 there, I think. It's a big pitch this though, the Cake-On. And this is Shaw. Good defensive line though, solid line from Castleford.
He's good on his feet though, isn't he? He's strong as well, and he doesn't shy away from any sort of contact, Jamie Shaw. And you can see from that run, you win play one, and all of a sudden the second play is easier, and then all of a sudden your teammates start falling.
Oh, what a shame.
Minicello with the knock-on.
I was just going to make the comment.
Make mistakes like that just over the halfway.
I was just going to make the comment that they've really grown into this game. They look like they were running with a little bit more vigour, and that's a very simple mistake from an experienced player. They looked like they were running hard, particularly Jamie Shaw returning the ball on that kick.
Come on.
He's too good. He's too good to make a mistake like that.
Jamie, head in, please. Head in, wait. Shot clock off.
One of those moments when you probably wish the ground would open up and swallow you. Meanwhile, this is Junior Moores now for the Tigers.
Jamie, back. Wait.
The coaches, of course, have got reduced number of interchanges in
Mark, that's about 5
2019.
meters,
they have to organise their resources carefully. This is Truman. It's it away to Matautia. And he's lost the ball, although the referee says it was stolen. I think Connor was the man in who had a hand on it. And he's pleading innocence to Chris Kendall, but he's had none of it.
The referee's right. Jake Connor can plead all he wants, but he's got his hand on the ball. He rips it away, and there's 2 defenders in attendance. That's the other side of Jake Connor. When he's good, he's very good, and when he's not, well, that's what you get.
Surrender!
So Junior Moores, 10 metres out for Castleford, bang in front of the posts. Big opportunity for them to regain their lead. This is William Watts again. 5 metres out. Houghton's all over him. He will play the ball here to McShane. McShane, and it's hit by Moores on a run from close in. And the Black and White's defence does well to hold him out.
Good job, Sikamanu was low then. Otherwise, that arm would have been stretched.
McShane fires the pass to the left-hand side to Truman. Connor comes across and helps out. Good defence again with Twimavavi. Shenton, McShane, Watts. McShane takes the return, stabs the kick in behind the defenders. Shaw has to be quick, and is. They've got a clout on the back of the head as well.
Do you know what? He's underrated, Jamie Shaw. I was just watching him then with the defence. And your fullback, you've got to put people where you want them. You've got to sort your defence out. He's manhandling some of the forwards, trying to get the numbers up. And then he's on the right-hand side. He comes over to the left, shows some bravery as well to get down with knees and boots in the vicinity of where the ball is. Cops one on the head, but what a fantastic player, and a great play as well to get that ball from Jamie Shaw.
Got his first cap for England last October against the French at Lee. Didn't figure in the series against New Zealand, but you're right, Terry, he is in many ways an underrated player, but a fine fullback. Castleford's defence doing the job on Farino. This is Houghton. Gets the ball away. It's Jordan Thompson out there.
Good tackle, good defence. The prop and the hooker. McShane low, and then Liam Watts doing the job of controlling it.
Good handful of players tonight in this match playing against their former clubs. Thompson, one of them. This is Connor. Flips the ball off. It's a great offload from Paya.
And that's what Shaw needs. Offload, second phase possession, so he can do this.
Great run from Jamie Shaw. Tremendous run from Jamie Shaw. What an important ankle tack that was from Peter Matautia.
He's a player, isn't he, Jamie Shaw?
Well, the line was beckoning him then, Jamie Shaw. And this man, his opposite number, came across and just got a fingertip to his ankles.
I was just giving him credit at the back. He took a head knock, he's got up, he's played the ball, he's off, look at him. Then all of a sudden he thinks, no, there's nobody with me. Back his own pace. Peter Matautia had to get down low to take down his opposite. It was an important ankle tap. Look at that, just clips his right boot.
How can Hull create chances for Jamie Shaw to show us what he can do there? Offloading, creating the space, the opportunities. Unstructured defence gives him a chance to show us how brilliant and evasive he can be as an individual ball runner.
Now they're trying to keep Castleford down deep in their own territory. As we get to the 34th minute, so 6 to go to half-time. Hull ahead 12-10, trailed 10-0, back in the match big style. Castleford, though, not out of it, not by a long shot. This is Minikin, hoping to fill the void and the jersey vacated by Jake Webster for the Tigers. This is Matautia.
They'll keep an eye on him every time he gets the ball. He's got a good surge at the line. And Paul McShane.
McShane to Moores. This is Milner. Milner gets it away to Foster. They've got the man on the overlap wide here. This is Minikin. That's good defence, though, from Josh Griffin. And Darryl Powell just looks at his computer screen and shakes his head. There was a man on the overlap wide, but it's the Hull players who are celebrating more sensational defence. Look at that.
What about that for an offload? Moores, straight away, as soon as he gets that ball, he's looking for McShane. But Josh Griffin, the man who we talked about earlier on, what a big player he is for Hull FC. Comes up with a tremendous tackle, a try-saving tackle that will surely lift the confidence of everyone around him in a black and white shirt, and all the fans sat in the stand as well.
Well, he ended last year in the second row, Josh Griffin. Beginning 2019 in the centres, where the number on his back indicates he maybe should be playing, but needs must at times in the rigorous life of a Super League player.
That's the biggest cheer of the evening, that one. It's been
Because it's the first whole penalty.
and the fans have been on the back of the referee all evening. Beretta Ferimo, desperate to play the ball, and at last the black and white fans might be a little bit happier.
Well, maybe they'll give Chris Kendall a bit of respite now.
Bruce, one. Wait.
Oh no, they'll have him again, and he gives them another penalty. That's two in quick succession.
Well, first of all, Ferimo gets a penalty because he comes up with a strong carry of the ball. Then the next thing is Sika Manu from the penalty, tackle one. Again, there's interference. The refs aren't standing for it this year. Any interference around the play of the ball, they'll give the penalty.
36 minutes for your first penalty, then two in 36 seconds. Here is Mickey Payer. Oh, sensing something as we approach half-time. With Jordan Thompson away to Houghton. Short ball then to Sika Manu. This time the Castleford supporters far side plea for a forward pass. Thompson and Westerman and Sneed and Shaw. Here's Griffin. 3 tackles gone this set. 8 metres away from the line, the black and whites, with Sneed. Now Westerman. Flat pass to Houghton. Houghton gets it away once again. And Sika Manu will play the ball to Danny Houghton. Back it'll come to Westerman. Westerman gives it space to Sneed. Another crossfield kick looking for Ferimo. Oh, he found him, but he just couldn't take it in.
Oh, a couple of steps then, and Ferimo could have scored a try then.
Invention, though, from Mark Sneed.
Well, he just changes his mind straight away. He's that good of a player, Mark Sneed. He'll realise that the defence is up from Castleford on the right-hand side. It closes down his options. Next thing he looks up, he thinks, where's my winger? He sees him hugging the touchline, he puts the kick in. That's how good that player is, Mark Sneed.
When he's got time to think, Mark Sneed, there isn't a better player passing the ball and kicking the ball in the game. But what he fell down on last weekend against Hull Chiari, he was doing the work of 2 players, and the perfect foil for Sneed is Jake Connor.
Well, when Mark Sneed has time to think, he's a very good player. When Barry has time to think, we all wonder what's coming next. A very good point, well made, guys. Here is Truman at dummy half. Castleford have a penalty again.
Well, Hull have seen,
yeah,
they just need to be patient here. They're leading by 2 points. Castleford will look to just up the pace in this next set of 6 and really just stretch Hull's defence. They'll look to move them around. It won't just be 5 carries. They're looking for the try before half-time.
Well, how long have they got? They've got about a minute and a half, and that's all. Darryl Powell hoping that his team talk will be slightly different with a slight edge at half-time, as it is. Milner will go through them, and there's a chance here. Scrambling defence and a great tackle by Jamie Shaw. This is Truman. Truman then gives it to Liam Watts. He puffs the cheeks out, stands, gets the ball away to McShane. This now Foster. Foster comes back inside, dancing away from a couple. Will take the tackle eventually. 7 metres away from the line. Down he goes, and he's pulled and pushed even further back. So 10 metres out, McShane. Here's Moores. Now Truman. Quick hands. Shenton! Michael Shenton! 100th try in Super League for the Castleford Tigers. First player to that mark for Castleford. 2 tries tonight. 2 tries for 100. Will raise his bat on the century. And Michael Shenton has edged Castleford ahead right before half-time again. He's a great player, is Shenton. He's normally a creator. Tonight he's a scorer.
Well, Adam Milner off the bench, adding that impact value that his coach Darryl Powell wanted and needed from him. If you read the lips of Darryl Powell, he said, we've got a minute and a half. And I bet in his mind he was thinking, what can we come up with? And Michael Shenton, he is unselfish. He does provide tries for his winger, but on that occasion, he shows it, he dummies it, and converts that chance into another try for Cass.
It's their attacking shape that they had from the tap when they shifted the ball over to the right-hand side. And then all of a sudden, Jordan Rankin steps back inside. They are not afraid to throw the ball around on tackle one, no matter where they are on the field.
Well, 33 years of age is Michael Shenton, 12 England caps, the last in 2014. Here is McShane again with the kick, and this time it goes the other side of the posts. Well, I said that Darryl Powell's half-time team talk might be slightly different if he edged a narrow lead at half-time rather than facing a narrow defeat at half-time. Lee Radford now has to give that speech because it's hole 12, Castleford 14. Shenton's first try in 4 minutes. Senny Lefeo's second in 12 minutes. 10-0, the Tigers led. Hull then got back into the match. Westerman and Connor have returned to Super League tonight, and they've marked their return with a try apiece. Sneed added the goals, 12-10. Right on the stroke of half-time, Shenton recorded his 100th try in Super League for Castleford, and the Tigers have a narrow advantage at the break. It's gone back to Richardson. Richardson with a drop goal. He's kicked it!
My name is Liv. I'm a virtual ambassador for Renault Kadjar, created to experience real emotions, to explore, to feel. Strong, powerful. While everyone is trying to live in the virtual world, I'm making it in the real one. You should try it. Get into the real world with new Renault Kadjar from only £199 a month.
There's bingo, and then there's Bet365 bingo. We have all the games you love, including Rainbow Riches, Guilty Pleasures, and Deal or No Deal. Be part of our fun-loving community, and you could win cash prizes, experiences, or even a holiday. Bet365bingo.com, a whole world of fun. Please gamble responsibly.
I had to react because a horse ran into the road wearing a dress. And who comes chasing after it? A tin man. Who also had a red dress on. It was more like a kaftan, a tabard, poncho. It's not what you see every day on the way to Aylesbury, is it?
With its new dashcam feature, our Drive app could save you lots of explaining. And safer drivers save an average of £170 with our car insurance. Visit aviva.co.uk for a quote.
Go compare. Their unbiased information could save billions across the nation. Proudly independent, free and fair.
Reunite with thousands of free kids places when you book a TUI holiday now. Book online or visit your local TUI store. We cross the T's, dot the I's, and put you in the middle. TUI, discover your smile.
The gladiators enter the arena.
Give it to me now.
All the waiting's over. Here we go. Wow. Welcome along to the roller coaster that is Super League, the greatest game.
The Betfred Super League new season continues live on Sky Sports.
Take a look around you right now. You didn't just opt out of the curfew, of the rules and restrictions that come with it. You opted in. Now, nothing about the race is easy, but it is going to be worth it. Because at the end of tonight, one team is going to come with me to a place with hope.
Come on!
Race yourselves free.
Than perhaps weave a little bit of magic.
Well, Premier League action coming up for you this weekend. A game involving Fulham, second bottom from the table, against Manchester United. Very important match for the home side. 11:30am, Sky Sports Premier League. And then on Super Sunday double-header, Tottenham, well, they're chipping away at the top two. They take on Leicester, 12:30pm. And that is followed by the new league leaders, Man City. Big test. They play fourth place Chelsea, 3:30pm, Sky Sports Premier League again. Same channel, 7pm for Monday Night Football. It's Wolves, Newcastle. Half-time scoreboard here as round two of the Betfred Super League gets underway at the KCOM Stadium. It is a 14-12 lead at half-time for the Castleford Tigers. 10-0 they led at one stage before Hull FC dragged themselves impressively back into the game and had a 2-point lead with just seconds remaining in that half. It's a familiar theme for Hull FC of late. Let's have a look at the match stats. What stands out is a 59% completion rate for the home side, and yet they are just 2 points behind. 7 handling errors to just 3 from the Castleford Tigers. You would think if Hull FC could fix up just a few of those figures, they would be in a very good position to get their first win in 13. Well, Lee Radford assured us pre-game his side were in a good position, a good place mentally, despite this run that they're on at the moment, this negative run. Well, I'm sure he will be delighted with that first 40-minute performance. Darryl Powell perhaps not so, following that 10-0 lead. His side, well, they just about go into half-time with a lead thanks to Michael Shenton's second of the game. And as Eddie said, his 100th Super League try for the Castleford Tigers, the first Tigers players to reach that milestone. Right, joined here at the screen by John Wells. Your immediate thoughts on that game that really ebbed and flowed, and at various stages you saw heavy Castleford Tigers win, you saw Hull FC arresting this slide and this run of defeats, and then at the end, perhaps, just perhaps, the Castleford Tigers deserving that half-time lead.
What I will say is for the home side, we spoke before the game, didn't we, about what confidence they were going to have. It didn't appear to be dented too much by the early score from the Castleford Tigers. A try we're going to have a closer look at in a minute, scored by Michael Shenton. That was his 99th in Super League on 5 minutes, 6-0 the Tigers. Jesse Senilafeo, the beneficiary of a smart Paul McShane kick, took it out to 10-0 on 12 minutes.
Now, Castleford had plenty of defence to do. Hull FC came close on many occasions before Joe Westerman crossed in the 16th minute. He's made a big impression since he's been back from injury.
Hasn't he? And it's his offloading game that's been causing problems for the Tigers. Then a special kick by Mark Sneed, picked up by Jake Connor on his return. 12-10, Hull take the lead.
Yeah, and then we saw Adam Milner with a break late in that half. Some really impressive offloading. Jesse Senilafeo starting, or Junior Moore starting all that. And this is the Greg Minister defence, I should say, from Hull FC. This is late in the match, and you thought they would go in at half-time with that 2-point lead. Before this intervention from Shenton.
Yep, Michael Shenton again, very often the creator, over for his 100th in Super League on his 301st appearance. You know, real stalwart for the Castleford Tigers. There is some quality on that left edge. Castleford, you can see when they get into a rhythm, look comfortable in attack. They've been made to feel very uncomfortable in defence because of the work that Hull FC did. We touched on it before the game. What they did against Hull KR, that real pre-line spread, attacking different areas of the field with very little time in between, is causing the Tigers problems too.
That's only added to by Joe Westerman's inclusion today. OK, you want to have a look at a couple of the interventions from the halves of both sides, Mark Sneed and Jake Truman, in the build-up to 2 tries.
Yeah, the moments of the half for me, 2 try assists. By 2 special halfbacks, and the first we're going to focus on is young Jake Truman in the build-up to Shenton's try on 5 minutes. He's just hovering behind the ruck. I'm going to pick him out for you, a key point in this in the build-up to this, because at this point here, Truman, who is just sat at the back of the ruck with his arm in the air, has spotted something, and that is a big hole on the short side. Now that's about to be filled by Sika Manu, but crucially Sika Manu, he's got his back to the opposition and doesn't know what's going on. We'll come back to that in a minute. What he then has is Hakim Maludi, who's sitting at second marker, who overchases. So there's Truman, who goes into the space. He's anticipating this, but his reaction and then his speed off the mark is exceptional. What I think marks him out potentially from being a good player to a potentially great player in years to come is just this really subtle movement here. He knows he's got to commit Jamie Shaw. It's just what he does with the hips and just squares him up there ever so slightly. It looks so easy, but that is so difficult and unnatural thing to do. Leads to the try. Now, I'll talk to you about Sika Manu retreating. I found a piece of footage here. Have a look at Jake Truman. Jake Truman is about to give Paul McShane an overcall. The ball is going in field at this point. He sees the opportunity. Have a look, keep your eyes on Jake Truman, right of your screen. Overcalls. Make sure he gets the ball and gets to go at that space.
Maybe Hakim Maludi and Carlos Tumavavi not covering themselves a glory at mark, or as you say, overchasing, and maybe Tumavavi guilty of switching off a little.
It would be an unusual place for both of those two to defend. They would normally be defending on the touchline, but yeah, the point is they're professional players. They should be there.
Much made of Jake Connor's return and his pairing with Mark Sneed, and they combined then for a very, very important and very spectacular try. Castleford, though, never got off the ground in challenging for this ball. That'll be a worry for Darryl Powell.
It'll be a concern for him, but I think that's almost manufactured by the brilliance of that man. Again, we talked about Mark Sneed's attributes as a ball handler, as an organiser, well, arguably his best attribute is his kicking game and his attacking kicking game. It's where he puts it. It's the trajectory of the kick that causes the problems. You just have a look at this with very, very little time to execute a kick, and it's a low, flat kick that drops in a really uncertain area between back row and standoff. Jake Connor obviously times it fantastically well, but I'll attribute that to Mark Sneed. Some really quick thinking, ably supported by Jake Connor.
This is a very difficult second half to predict as we head towards a break before Eddie picks up on the other side of it. John, tell us how you think this second half will unfold.
Very simply, as I said before the game, if both sides play to their potential, the Tigers win. If the Tigers do not arrest what is happening with this shift and start to close down some space, they're in trouble.
They said before the game they knew that a challenge would be presented by the home side Hull FC. That has been confirmed in the first 40 minutes of the first game of round 2 of the Betfred Super League. Just 2 points into the half-time. Can Hull FC end a 12-match losing run? They've got 40 minutes to claw back 2 points and put a smile on the face of the home fans.
RoxyPalace.com. Play over 500 of the hottest online casino games with big hitting slots like Tomb Raider and Thunderstruck 2. The Roxy Palace experience offers you the chance to win a cool $1 million on a single spin. Join now and you'll get £10 free play. No deposit required. RoxyPalace.com. Come along for the ride.
Determination to conquer all my ambitions, despite all the conditions. In light of my past decisions, made it to this position, and so my disposition, not seeing no limits, killing the competition. Yeah, I'm a beast. Now I'm unleashed.
The new Huawei Mate 20 Pro, faster and smarter for longer.
Lloyds Bank, by your side.
Half of everything sold on Amazon comes from small and medium businesses, just like mine. Others like it at Amazon.
VIP, look at me! Woo! I've always dreamed of sitting ringside at the football, huh? Gracious me. Look at this guy. He's like a thoroughbred. I don't know whether I should watch him play or give him a sugar lump. No matter. I got him down for a double. The match today and the 420 on Aintree. Meet. Oh!
Don't bet silly. Bet savvy.
New Coral customers can get £20 in free bets when they bet £5 on any sport. The smart money's on Coral.
Manchester City beat Chelsea in the Battle of the Blues. Just part of a great weekend of football. Live on Sky Sports Premier League.
War is the greatest economic engine ever discovered. War makes money.
Whose side are you on?
Brand new. Das Boot. All episodes available now on Sky Atlantic.
Are you ready, my son? Hit me with it. What? Everything is awesome.
The greatest collection of Lego movies ever assembled, all on the Sky Cinema Lego Collection.
Here's your moment. Takes it cleanly. The 2018 Who's going to rule the world?
The levels of intensity, the passion, the atmosphere rises.
It doesn't come much bigger than this for these two sides.
What a drive! This is incredible!
Oh, yes! What a try from one of the top players! It's going to be a titanic struggle, but who wants it more? World Club Challenge, a week on Sunday, the 17th of February, as our champions Wigan take on their champions, the Sydney Roosters. 6:30, Sky Sports action, live also on Sky Sports Mix. Sunday week, 6:30. Before that, we've got this little argument to settle, and that's Hull and Castleford. Hull ahead at one stage just before half-time, Castleford clawing the lead back. 14-12 to the Tigers, as we get ready to restart this second half.
Yeah, Ben, thanks.
And Hull, the black and whites, will attack from left to right as we watch. And Eden is underneath the kickoff, and here they come with Jesse, Seni, Lefeo. Good first half, entertaining first half. Lead changing hands, and Castleford just with their noses in front.
They had a lot to deal with in that first half, Hull FC. Behind on the scoreboard, a lot of movement of the ball from Cass. 9 offloads as well from the Tigers. And then all of a sudden, Hull forcing mistakes with good shots like that, up in the completion rate. Started poorly, but they got into the game, and I think the man at the back, Jamie Shaw, has really lifted, inspired them.
And it was his pass that found Josh Griffin. Griffin goes into the chest of Adam Milner.
A good shot that, wasn't it? Just coming in, dislodging the ball from a big effort. Just keep it nice and simple here. Be interesting to see what Lee Radford said at half-time.
This is Mickey Payer, and he plays the ball to Houghton, who gets it away to Westerman. Big collision between him and Liam Watts. 20 metres out, black and whites with Houghton again. Here is Jake Connor attacking the line. Gets it away to Sika Manu.
Good strong carry picking up Paul McShane then, who went down trying to get him round the legs, but he was too powerful, Manu.
Houghton again floats the ball into centre field to Connor. He finds Westerman, short ball from him then to Thompson. Castleford wrap him up on tackle number 4. Houghton is waiting 10 metres out, comes towards the centre of the field. That's Westerman. This is Manu! And Sika Manu is just short of the line. Chris Kendall indicates last tackle coming up.
Hold. Go for
and Houghton weighing up the situation both ways. Connor does well, gets it away to Twumavavi, then takes the return. Connor trying to jink his way to the line, gets the ball away, and it was good hands, but straight to Paul McShane of the Castleford Tigers. Opening moments of the second half. What was said at half-time? Bill Arthur.
Eddie, as you'd expect from a game this evenly balanced, the view of the coaches was pretty evenly balanced as well, and both Darryl Powell and Lee Radford were satisfied with the efforts of their sides in the first half. By and large, Darryl Powell just ruining a bit of a drop-off in intensity from his side that allowed Hull FC to claw their way back into the game, but he didn't begrudge that. He acknowledged it was a good 40 minutes of rugby league, entertaining and good commitment from both sides. He wants to see a bit more composure from his side. It was a bit frantic at times. He felt they could maybe have a bit more finesse about them, and the kicking game can improve as well, as Rankin puts a good kick downfield for the Castleford Tigers. Darryl Powell wants a better kicking game from his side. Lee Radford happy with his side's efforts again, despite the ending of the first half. Good way to fight their way back into the game. He was happy with that. He just wants more defensive intensity from his side. Up the tempo in that department was what he said.
Well, they're trying to up the tempo in attack here now with Minicello.
Move, Junior, back.
Minicello will play the ball to Houghton. Go down the short side to Griffin. And Truman, beg your pardon, Greg Minikin doing very well to hang on to him. Helped out by Foster. Here is Sneed, into centre field it comes. Connor, looping pass to Twumavavi. Hull have reached tackle number 5. Meludi gives it to Connor. It'll go high off the boot of Connor, but it's very deep. Matauti is after it, doesn't fancy it, lets it bounce, and it bounces over the dead ball line.
He didn't want any part of that then, did he, Matauti? End-over-end kick from Jake Connor. And what he does want to do, he wants to get back the ball to the 20 and then all of a sudden attack. Jake Connor will be a lot on his shoulders in this game. I think all the Hull fans will turn here, and I'll be buoyed by the fact that he's back in the fold in this game.
And if you contrast it to last week, the only last tackle options that Hull FC had all revolved around the number 7 Mark Sneed, and as we said just before half-time, when he's got time to think, to plot, to scheme, Mark Sneed can think his way out of trouble. And it wasn't so much the flight of the ball, it was quite a relatively easy ball to deal with. The precision and where Jake Connor put it in terms of where it landed made it a difficult one to handle for Cass.
This is promising for Castleford. Truman has hands on the ball, gets it away to Senny Lefeo, and he fancies a dash at the line himself. Held up just short, tackle number 5. Last one coming up then this set. What does McShane, Shenton and co have in their locker? Ball to the in-goal area, and they get the repeat set because Maludi can't get out of jail, goes dead in goal, goal line dropout.
Brilliant from Paul McShane. He has a look on that short side. They love a short side, Castleford. There's probably 4 or 5 metres for him and his teammates to work in, but they've got 3 players on that short side, and the work rate and the effort from Shenton ends up that Castleford will get this ball from the dropout.
Okay, Mark. Shot clock off.
Sneed with a goal line dropout, gets it to halfway, just over halfway in fact. It bounces and bobbles away from Truman, gets even better length on it than that. Watts will come back at them again. Determined run once more from Liam Watts.
You can't fault Hull's effort there in defence, can you? To run as hard as they did to get up to the 50-metre line from a goal line dropout. The commitment isn't in question, it's the class, both in attack and defence here now for the remainder of this game, whether they've got the class to beat Cass.
Milner goes down, tackled by his opposite number, Westerman. Here is Rankin. Foster now. 20 metres away from the Hull line, Castleford with Milner. Last one coming up then for Castleford here. It's with McShane, he goes to the right-hand side. Rankin slides the kick in, a chance for Foster, and Jamie Shaw to the rescue. Got a bang then. He got a nasty bang in rescuing his team. There was a try of begging here for Foster.
They've got so many options, haven't they? On the left-hand side, they've got young Jake Truman. On the right-hand side, Jordan Rankin. Behind the play of the ball, Paul McShane. You're not sure who's going to kick it. And obviously, with the pressure from Foster there, Jamie Shaw, like we said before, he gets himself in positions where not many will. He won't pull out of any effort. He's going to save that try, save the certain 4 points anyway, well, possible Foster, 6.
Foster's got the thumbs up from his physio. And I think that was a thumbs up as well for Jamie Foster, but he got a nasty bang in the ribs there, as you can see.
Well, there you go. If we're going to recognise the bravery and courage of Jamie Shaw, we've got to do the same for Alex Foster. Puts his body in the way as well. Both of them collide. Both of them, thankfully, capable and fit enough to carry on with the game.
So another goal line dropout from Mark Sneed. This time Eden is underneath it. Back he comes. Gets to within 30 metres of the whole line on the first tackle. Shane is the dummy half. Junior Moores with another solid run. Brought down, but good meters made. Here's Rankin again. Now Matautia. All muscling up in defence to stop the Castleford fullback. Sneed was there quickly, so too Griffin. Now finds Milner. Milner then to McShane. Short ball from him. Again, good defence. This time from Connor and Thompson on Senny Lefeo. Rankin, short ball, Foster again. Ooh, he's so close to the line as well. Sneed held on. Matautia goes wide, and there's a try here in the far side for James Clare. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with the grounding. It's obviously the foot maybe on the whitewash. Nothing else to check.
Well, he tries everything for him. Well, James Clare's the man. who goes for the try line. Yeah, not a problem.
Feet in the air, ball on the ground.
There was a lot of honesty in that set defensively from Hull FC, but they just ran out of numbers then. They were working hard, they were pushing, they were communicating with James Clerk, found a way to get over the try line.
So first blood in the second half to the Castleford Tigers. They will increase the lead here. Try is given. James Clare, back at Castleford last year, was first at the club in 2012. 8 tries in 18 last year. An acrobatic effort in a 28-8 win here at Hull last September, and that's another acrobatic effort from James Clare. Back after spells at the Bulls and Lee with the Castleford Tigers. Now then, Paul McShane. Can he add the extras? Difficult kick. Tight to the touchline, but one thing in his favour, a left-footed kicker. Not happy with it though, turns away immediately, shakes his head. 18-12 to Castleford, still just the 6 points.
Well, this is what they've done repeatedly, isn't it? Stretch to opponents from one side to the other, not enough defenders to call. And a really nice pass here from Matosio. We know how good he is at running the ball, but his eyes and his hands have got the ball to the player who he needs it to. And in the end, James Clare dives in at the corner.
He did well as well, because the pass was at end over end. He did well to catch it, all of a sudden take a step and then deliver that ball to Clare.
Play on.
Eaton's underneath the kickoff.
Sorry, Eddie, they've got some wingers that can score tries, haven't they? This Cass side. Whether it be long distance or close to the try line.
Wait, go on.
Well, Lee Radford's men having to come from behind again. Lee Radford at 39 years of age is no longer the youngest coach in Super League. That honour now belongs to Danny Ward at London, who beat Wakefield in round 1 last week. One of the big results of the opening weekend. This team have got to show some maturity here, though, to keep Paul McShane at bay. Thompson got the tackle in, so did Mickey Pay. There's a little fumble there by Milner. Just trying to get on with it perhaps too quickly.
It was all about the speed around the road. You go on, Junior Moores, Paul McShane went on a Junior Moores, quick play the ball. He was targeting that late retreater, then all of a sudden it's all about speed yet again. And you can see
on a shot clock,
Miller, when he goes to pick that ball up, he fumbles it.
He pushes it forward. You might look at it and think, well, he actually caught that ball, but he pushes that ball as he approaches
Peter, make sure his head's in.
the play of the ball, and the speed was good. Wonderful offload from Liam Watts, who I don't think has had a break again this evening.
This is Twimavavi for Hull.
Move, Michael!
Try against Castleford in 2017. Quarter-final win. To do with a try in the second round of the Betfred Super League 2019. Put his side back in the hunt. This is Taylor.
Come on, back. Third.
3 gone. The 10 metres inside Castleford territory. Houghton. Good ball. Great run from Westerman. Good tackle though from Matautia. Here's Sneed. Sneed gets it away to Shaw. Shaw to Griffin. He falls under the challenge from Milner. Watts in close attendance again, and too close. Too close.
Well, that's a dream, isn't it? A penalty on the last tackle here.
Too much.
Hull have got, well, almost half an hour. They're 6 points behind, but you won't get many chances where they start to set a sixes close to opponent's line. This is a test of the creativity now to break through Castleford's defence, which has been impressive. But Westerman has shone up well so far tonight. Jamie Shaw looks dangerous. He's really excited to try and get his hands on this set.
So here they come with Sneed. Here's Taylor. And Taylor gets away from the first challenge, but Milner hangs on to his leg. Down he goes, Houghton. This is a glorious opportunity for Hull. It's with Connor. And Connor shaped a pass and he goes in and scores the try, but Castleford are appealing that there was obstruction there. But the referee has a try on the field, and it will be Jake Connor's second try of the night if it's given the green light. So here we go. It's a question of whether a Castleford defender was obstructed in the build-up to this.
I don't think there's a problem. He's got that many options, Jake Connor.
Oh, he does that. He
obstructs into him, yeah.
He obstructs Liam Watts.
Liam Watts. He sees it. Is it Westerman that's trying to get through the line? Yeah, Liam Watts is appealing straight away to the referee, Chris Kendall.
Those two players, great friends off the field. Watts and Westerman can't resist clashing, and that collision, that's illegal, and this try will be scratched off.
You'd actually say as well that the defender knows what he's doing there in Liam Watts. He makes a play to go at Joe Westerman, knowing where he is.
Well, I think this is going to be scrubbed off by video referee Ben Taylor for the obstruction. Is that a fair call, Stuart?
It is. Simply, he's in the defensive line and he shouldn't be there. He's ahead of the ball.
So Jake Connor denied his second try. There's the first collision there, and then he ends up ahead of the play and in the defensive line. So no try there. He gives himself away, really.
Well, he looks up straight away and he can see him that he's in the line. If he knows that if he makes a play for Joe Westerman, that it's going to go upstairs and it's going to be chalked off.
Castleford 20 points to 4 winners last week against the Catalan Dragons. A much better start than 12 months ago when they lost 6-46 at St Helens. Going for back-to-back wins at the start of the season. If they get that, Hull will have back-to-back defeats at the start of the season, and it will be a horrible figure of 13 defeats in a row for them, going back to the back end of last year.
Well, Mitch Clark's just come onto the field. That was his first carry, and already looks like he's struggling.
He is. He's receiving treatment in back play as Castleford run this ball forward again.
Is that Ben Roberts on?
It is. Ben Roberts is on. Samoan. This is Truman. Gets the ball away to Matautia. Matautia still! Just short of the line once again. Causing all sorts of trouble. Peter Matautia. Lovely kick from McShane. They think they've scored. Was there a knock on? He's happy with the grounding, is Chris Kendall. The try is given. Castleford increased the lead. Castleford increase the lead, and I think that was Junior Moores. He's just scored the try, Junior Moores, and after a great end to the season, 4 tries in the last 3 of 2018, he's dabbed the ball down for Castleford, and no try at one end, try at the other. Decisive minute or 2 of the match.
Always the sign of a good side, that, isn't it? From being under pressure at one end of the field to go 100 metres and come up again with another decent play. And Paul McShane again gets out from dummy half, no pressure on him. He drops the ball onto his left foot, kicks the ball for that man, and Junior Moores knows exactly what his hooker's going to do.
Well, the crowd are unhappy with the put down from Junior Moores, but the referee in the perfect position.
Just both hands on it. McShane will add the extras from that range, and he does. And the lead increases to 2 converted tries. Mitch Clark, meanwhile, only on the field for a matter of seconds. First challenge, and he's off.
It's a great finish. You know, traditionally rugby league used to have the scrum half. The first receiver is the main playmaker, the one who set up or created all the tries. Castleford have just shifted it in the absence of Luke Gale to the man behind the play, the ball, the hooker. Paul McShane now sets up with so many of the and dictates so much of the attacking play that the Castleford side are going to do this year. The number 9 now is like the new number 7. It's a central hub for all of the attacking play, the thoughts, the vision. So many of the kicks, brings them back down to this side. And as long as his teammates play along as willing workers, this looks like a real team to beat this year.
25 minutes remaining for Hull to get back into the match again.
And that's a great point, Eddie. This side isn't beaten. You saw from the chase, from the kick-off, they're looking to put pressure. It's a good shift from Castleford who've done that. That's a particular feature of Castleford in 2019, the way that they shift the ball, the way they try and get to the edges, but look at the reaction from the black and whites.
Nice kick from Rankin. All the way down the line.
It's a physical game, isn't it? You know, we just see Mitch Clark come onto the field, Cass knowing that they're down 1 player, knock the ball off the field, got to 12-point lead, but Mitch Clark's first involvement looks like he's been shot out of a cannon. Gives it absolutely everything. Look at this. And then all of a sudden, he gets caught up. He injures his knee. It's similar to last week when we played, when Wigan were playing against Saints. Tony Clubb's first involvement, he had to leave the field as well. Big, brave athletes on shore, week after week on Super League.
One, move, Jesse! Wait, go on.
Well, Jordan Rankin's kick down the line was inch perfect. That's why Hull are in the situation they are, and Castleford are looking for the mistake. The referee shouted held, so they bring that ball back. Jordan Rankin was a eve of the season signing from Huddersfield. Joe Wardle going back to Huddersfield in part exchange. What a shrewd piece of business that might seem to be from the end of the year.
They needed to fill the gap, didn't they? They need somebody to take control, kick the ball over the sideline and slow the game down. But do you know what, Eddie? I think we'll see kicks like that gradually move out of the game because of the shot clock, because of the fact that you only get so much time to form that scrum. It goes, oh!
Shaw's broken through, he's got support left and right, he's got the major support inside him. And this is a try here for Jordan Lane. Jordan Lane on the field, off the bench, and that has breathed life into the Black and Whites challenge.
Well, this is a beautiful play. You see the number 9, Paul, we were remarking how much Paul McShane was playing outside. Well, Danny Hartney's done exactly the same thing because Jez Litton has come onto the field. But what about that? Great substitution from Hull FC. Nice play, players running into spaces. And there's your man again, Jake Connor.
Well, Jordan Lane scores the try. I think he makes the try as well. It was a good pass from Jake Connor. But when he goes through the line as a lead runner with intent to catch the ball, the Cast defenders just seem to wedge in and think that he's the man to take. He played through the line, he didn't obstruct anybody, and he knew that if he backed his man up, Jamie Shaw, well, he's going to be on the end of a try. Good play from Hull FC.
Here is Mark Sneed lining this conversion up. We apologise if you heard any bad language in the scoring and the inquest that went on after that try. And Sneed has added the extras, and Hull are not done yet. There's plenty of time left. It's down to 6 points.
Tries like this can only build up confidence and belief for the whole side. You've mentioned several times that they've lost the last 12 games, dipping back into last season. But that's a great try for any team at any level. The fullback striking in at full pace, players running with conviction, passing to supporting men in the right position, and putting themselves there back within 6 points.
First try on home soil for Jordan Lane. Might be a big moment in the match, that, because they're back within 6 points. Reinvigorated, perhaps. Wigan leads tomorrow at 7. Should be a classic at the DW Stadium. Both sides without a win at the start of the campaign. Both needing the win. Wigan perhaps more than Leeds because they've got that World Club Challenge coming up next week, and they're 2 points behind on the league ladder because of their deduction. And then on Saturday it's the Dragons, the Cup winners, against Huddersfield Giants, 4:55 on Sky Sports Arena. Here come the Black and Whites again down this right-hand side with Shaw. He's always a threat when he's got the ball in hand, Jamie Shaw. Plays the ball on halfway. That was Litton. Litton gives it to Houghton. Houghton then finds Thompson down the middle.
5, move, Paul, come on. Go, 5, well done, mate.
Litton to Sneed. High off the left boot of Sneed. Who wants this?
0.
James Clare does. James Clare picks it up. Oh, and he's lost the ball, but it's deemed to be stolen. And so Castleford get a relieving penalty.
He thought he was away then for Remo. You can see hands in. Josh Griffin, the number 4. He's the guilty party in that play. Remo thought it just opened up then for a second.
Well, we saw Mitch Clark come on. We saw Mitch Clark hobble off. Bill has news of him.
Yeah, pretty rapid end to Mitch Clark's evening's action by the sound of things. That's the feeling on the Castleford sidelines anyway, that Mitch Clark will not be able to come back on the field having suffered what looks like a knee injury only minutes seconds even after he came onto the field. That is really bad luck for Mitch Clark. He won't be coming back.
Obviously,
that's fine.
a worry for Darryl Powell, but of more concern is the fact that his side's lead has been pegged back to just 6, and we're into the last quarter of the match. That ball has come free. Oh, it's another penalty. And now McShane grabs his knee. Well, surely not. Surely McShane is not hurt as well.
Well, he's a goal kicker too, Eddie, isn't he? The bit of man that expect to kick 2 points here.
And it's his left knee that he's clutching to.
He's buckling under the pressure. He ends up almost doing the splits with his leg lodged in between
I don't think there's a pull on this ball either. It's very difficult for the referee, of course. There is Shaw's arm underneath it, isn't there?
Well, the referees or the touch judge actually called that one. He's looking at the fact that the tackle's been completed, they've got hold of him, and then the ball's coming out. So they're going to go with the ball carrier, with the team in possession on occasions like that.
It did look nasty for Paul McShane. He's almost doing the splits with his foot in between Scott Taylor's legs. He doesn't look happy, but he looks like he's going to be okay to carry on. Mitch Clark's knee, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a recurrence of an old injury last year, playing heavily strapped for Castleford Tigers.
Well, interesting here. Here is Mitch Clark. He's not taking any further part. It's interesting here that Castleford have said that McShane can't take the kick. It is his left knee that's affected. So Jordan Rankin will be taking the kick.
That's 4 ball steal penalties in the game. That's an area we need to improve on. Just because of the nature of the tackle, it's also going to go on report. Okay? Yeah, I get what you're saying, Danny.
So the tackle goes on report as well. The nature of the tackle, you heard Chris Kendall say that. But the whole team have got to smarten up stealing the ball.
I don't think there's a problem with the tackle. When his leg's lifted in the air, all his pressure and all his body weight's on one leg, then it gets trapped as he's been taken to ground. There's nobody shooting him. Look, all of a sudden he goes down. There's no foul play.
And what players will do, Eddie, when they're trying to be tipped over, they'll spread those legs and try and make that base nice and strong. Look at Paul McShane, spreads his legs. He's trying to make his base strong, but Scott Taylor ends up around the bottom and he goes back against it.
Well, Darryl Clark will have his heart in his mouth about Paul McShane. If it was a bigger margin that they were leading by, he might be persuaded to haul him off. But it's only 6 points. It might be 8 in a moment when Rankin takes this kick.
Well, let's see how he moves, and obviously won't want to bring him off, and then all of a sudden the knee will get stiff. So leave him on, see if he can run it off. A big kick here now from Jordan Rankin.
It is. He's kicked 58 goals in his career, 49 of them for the Black and Whites in his spell here from 14 and 15. And he has kicked another, this time for Castleford. They stretch the lead. And Luke Gale will be with us at Wigan against Leeds tomorrow. He'll be our studio guest with Brian and the boys. Wigan Leeds tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Luke Gale is our special guest. I bet he'll have a word or two to say about this performance, particularly if Castleford end up victorious. They're back to an 8-point advantage.
Well, they just won't go away yet, Hull FC, will they? And they believe that they've got enough strike within their side to come up with the victory. The Hull fans now just trying to inspire them, trying to lift them onto that next level.
Here is Shenton, scorer of the 2 tries in the first half that took him to 100 Super League tries for Castleford. First player to achieve that. Junior Moores.
5, move, mark! Wait.
McShane is still out there, as you see, directing operations. Rankin with a high kick. Ball is knocked down, not knocked forward. Jez Litton has got it back.
And Jez Litton's an interesting person to talk about, Eddie. They've decided now they want to play the game fast. They've got Jez Litton on, Danny Houghton on. They've got a lot of smaller players on the field of Hull. If they're going to do that, they've got to play the game quicker than the opponents. Obviously not right now. The referee's just stopped the clock.
Matauti, I think it is, that's down with an injury.
No, we've got the doctor on, I've got no option.
And the physios and doctors being kept very busy. Beg your pardon. I think it's Junior Moores. There you go. Pressure on the neck. He's not happy.
Well, Darryl Powell was talking yesterday about the injury to Luke Gale, the injury to Jamie Ellis. He said, well, you have to take these things, you just got to get on with it. He doesn't want any more injuries here. Doesn't seem anything there. There doesn't seem any pressure on the back of the neck.
Can't see where it's come from.
And he won't be wanting any more long-term injuries, would he?
No, he won't. Well, you never know, Mitch Clark might be another one.
Yeah.
You test the squad depth as the season progresses, that's for sure.
Has Foster been any better?
Well, they've just been making sure now that he's okay.
Well, they're taking a long time checking the injury, rightly so. If there is a problem, let's just remind you what's to come on Sunday from the Championship. Rochdale will take on the Wolfpack, 3 o'clock Sky Sports Arena for that one, as we follow Toronto throughout the course of this season. And next Sunday, well, the decks are cleared for the World Club Challenge. It's the Wigan Warriors against the Sydney Roosters. That's a 6:30 start. Sunday week, February the 17th on Sky Sports Action.
Well, they won't want to lose him. We already saw. We saw when we looked at Luke Gale, Oliver Holmes, Matt Cook, a couple of forwards. Mike McMeekin didn't make this game, so already down on numbers. And luckily for Castleford Tigers, he's able to carry on. It wasn't clear on the replays how he'd hurt his neck, but...
Did you get a glimpse, Stuart? Did you see anything that we couldn't?
I couldn't see any foul play, but I will say the referee has no option to stop the game because the doctor's on the field at that point. Now, people are getting frustrated with him, but they have to stop the game if the doctor's on the field.
Well, they're not frustrated anymore because Hull have got another penalty here.
And this will certainly help them, won't it, to get down there, Cass's line. A couple of big charges, couple of creative plays. Buy some land.
Taylor. Castleford quickly in to stop him. 16 minutes to go. 8 points the difference. Jez Litton, as Taylor played that ball somewhat wearily, I thought. Sneed goes wide to Shaw. He's been the standout player for the Black and Whites tonight. Here's Minicello. Gives it to Connor. Anything can happen here. What a great pass that is over the top to Twimavavi.
Makes it look so easy, doesn't he, Jake Connor?
Here goes Miludi. Turns the ball back to Minicello. I think he's put it the wrong side of the post, hasn't he? Here's a penalty underneath the Castleford Tigers post for offside. They're all offside on the line.
Yeah, Paul McShane reaching round as well, trying to just pull the arm to make the opposition lose that ball.
Would you kick it goal? They've obviously not chosen to. It's not fashionable, is it, at the moment? But great push behind.
Well, they're going for the
15 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're going for the 6. They get the 2 off the penalty, then they get another 6. We're in golden point. Litton now from dummy half. Back it comes to Sneed. Sneed to Connor. Jake Connor! Does he get this down this time? Referee and touch judges are having one almighty look, and now it's all kicking off.
It looks like he's held up.
I agree, Terry. It didn't look to ground that, did it?
Jake Connor, Adam Miller getting involved. Then all of a sudden the winger, Hakim Miludi, comes in.
Outstanding goal line defence all evening from Castleford Tigers. And by rights, he should have got that ball down, Jake Connor, but there's enough determination in those Tigers players to deny him, and then they're pushing and shoving. That little bit of nonsense.
Have you got a view on it there?
Will be dealt with.
Okay. Ben.
Well, he's going to send this upstairs because neither of them got a proper view on this. But the belief is no try, so we've got to check the grounding.
Didn't it look just too easy, and the hole seemed to open up when Jake Connor got the ball? Everyone would have been talking in the Cass jersey about this player who's got the ball now. He's dangerous, he'll take it on. He'll always back himself.
Well, you can see the ball is up at all stages when he comes back across the Castleford defender.
Yeah, well, Michael Shenton, he spots it, doesn't he?
This might tell us.
Oh, look at Michael Shenton there, he knows exactly where that ball is.
No, there's nothing there, Stuart, to say that ball's hit the ground.
No, it's up all the time. I think Ben Thaler also wants to just check there's no foul play in this incident as well. certainly no try.
Well, when people talk about Jake Truman, they talk about his tries, his kicks, his passes, but what about the tackles? To deny Jake Connor isn't an easy thing there. I know he's helped with Sonny Lefebvre and teammates here, but his body positioning and his intelligence to stay under the ball and keep him off the ground has certainly saved 4 points.
We know that this is going to be no try. Just a question now of how they restart proceedings. They'll bring it back for the play the ball 10 metres out. Judgment being he was held up over the line. Hang on.
The ref wants to avoid with both captains, Eddie.
Now then.
Okay, we've got no try. What happens after stops now. No more of that or I'm going to deal with it. Tackle 2 there.
Whatever happened after stops now. What happened after, Stuart?
I think Maludi just pulled, I think it was Milner out of the situation, and that was all.
Here's Taylor then for the black and whites. He goes down 5 metres away. Still tackles in the bag here for Hull FC. Connor again. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2, tries to get away from 3 and loses it. It was wonderful play from Millington.
Well, that's the danger, isn't it? We saw Jake Connor come up with a brilliant offload about 10 minutes ago. He holds the ball in one hand. He looks to ride a tackle, either playing over the line, then he looks to offload it. See the way he's carrying the ball, he's carrying it loosely. Look at that for an offload. That's the offload I'm talking about. Pure class from Jake Connor.
You do it once and you're tempted to do it twice.
A big effort from Grant Millington while on his goal line defence. Has a smaller, more agile player in front of him, and he's up to the task, the front rower.
13 minutes away from a 13th defeat in succession for the black and whites. The agony might be going on, but there's no lack of commitment in those jerseys.
No, a lot of fight in that team. Oh, Scott Taylor went hunting then for Foster.
Here goes Ben Roberts now. Castleford spring from one end of the field to the other. Another great offload. Here is Millington. Bumps away from Thompson. Tries to get away from Sneed.
Look at that for an offload from Roberts.
Here goes McShane to Milner. To Truman, to Sonny Lefebvre. Difficult to handle, but they managed to get him down. Last one coming up here for Castleford then. This is Truman going back that way down the short side. Picked up though by Jake Connor.
2 metres away from his own line, Jake Connor put that set in the beginning of that set down to the footwork of Alex Foster.
Here's a penalty.
They've undone that, Castleford Tigers. Offside from the play of the ball.
We've got to play a quick Hull. That's my point here now. They've got to, as we watch this replay here, get the ball into touch, get everybody back on side, and try and go faster than their opponents in the last 10 minutes.
Well, he said the referee, Chris Kendall, no more of that, no more coming together.
No, he didn't. Go.
And Jake Connor and Paul McShane come together near the line.
Tigerish defence from Castleford.
It's just bubbling away this game now, isn't it?
Well, there's a little bit of frustration, I think, in the black and white jerseys. Masi Matongo is back out there.
Good hit that to stop him dead, wasn't it?
My spider senses are tingling now. I think something's on its way.
It's Scott Taylor.
Third move, Alex!
3 tackles gone, they're on halfway. That could have been a penalty. Here goes Jez Litton.
Still free.
Minicello stepping his way through, gets the ball away to Houghton. He ducks under one challenge, gets away from the second. It comes wide to Twimavavi.
Move!
Well, they're looking for the penalty there. McShane doing the job on Hakim Maludi. Here is Connor. Crossfield kick from him. It's a tantalising kick, is this? Oh, it's knocked back. That's a knock on. That's a knock on by Millington.
This game's still there for Hull FC.
Shot clock on.
This game is still there. The amount of players that are pushing up into that next hole, that are offering themselves, that are calling players out. Ben Roberts just can't take that ball cleanly. And you can see Mark Sneed, from that point there, he starts celebrating.
Yeah, okay, mate. Get rid of it.
So they've got to get this ball back in play in the next 10 seconds. Otherwise they will concede the penalty hole. They haven't. They've got the ball in play. Here is Connor. Back it comes to Shaw. Shaw will then find Twimavavi. Well, if Castleford survive this attack, with 10 minutes to go, they'll think that this is going to be their night. The drive again to the line. Again, there are bodies all round. And the ball comes out this time, and it's a knock-on.
He's trying to get the ball down, isn't he, Maludi? He's a powerful winger. Tries to get over the try line. But again, it's that heroic defence from Castleford. And Peter Matautia, well, as he's trying to get that ball down, you can see that his arm comes across. And the referee has judged it as a loose carry over the line.
Would you like to comment, Stu?
Well, he's in possession of the ball at that point, and it's knocked out. There's more than one in the tackle. I think they're lucky to get away with that.
When things go against you, they go against you. When things go for you, they go for you. Here is Matautia. The clock is as big a rival for the Black and Whites now as Castleford are, because it's 9 minutes and counting to the final siren. Castleford in possession with Liam Watts, who's put in another sterling display in the front row for the Tigers tonight. McShane to Millington. Try now for Castleford would seal it, you think. It would take the wind out of the whole sails. And Roberts running across the face of play, dumps the ball down, but Twimavavi has it back for Hull. McShane's all over him, and he concedes the penalty.
Well, that's frustration from Castleford. Whether or not Ben Roberts has to look to play that play then and offload the pass. You see him looking, bouncing across the line. He's trying to get it to Jesse Seni-Lefeo. It's a loose ball, it goes on the floor, then Paul McShane interferes with the man who picks it up.
Hull have been awarded 4 penalties in a row here. Castleford desperately trying to slow them down. Hull obviously want to speed things up with Westerman and now with Sneed. Back it goes to Shaw, and wide it goes to Ferrimo, but he is beaten by numbers.
Such an underestimated player, the second rower, Alex Foster. Been playing largely in the centre position for Castleford. Darryl Powell trusts him that much. He makes great decisions out wide defensively. Look at the effort. Has a much bigger man in front of him. Gets his body in front. Keeps his legs pumping and just pushes him over the sideline. Excellent defence again from the Castleford Tigers.
Well, Lee Radford's going through the agonies at the moment. 2 Challenge Cup wins under his belt. Top 3 finishes 2016, 2017. 8th last year. 17-season playing career with the Bradford Bulls and this whole club. Proud man, and he will hate this, but he will also take a lot of heart, I think, from the way that Hull have battled and scrapped and fought for him. But they're still behind on the scoreboard, and there's 7 minutes left for play.
Most certainly will he be happy with the character, but he does need the points, doesn't he?
He needs the win.
Yeah.
Liam Watts. Midway inside the whole half of the field. 2 tackles remaining this set with Milner. Milner goes down 20 metres out. McShane to the right-hand side. Rankin just pops the ball up into the air. An invitation. Comes back to Foster. Alex Foster. And Hull, they keep him out, but what a place to turn the ball over 100 metres away from your own line.
What a great exit set from Castleford. There was nothing really fancy in that play. They're 8 points in front on the scoreboard. They just got to get to the kick that they did. They're putting pressure on Hull FC. They're working very hard as a unit. They know they've got to control the likes of Matongo every time he carries the ball.
And this is Lytton.
Move, Alex! Wait.
So tense here at the KCOM Stadium. Hull need to score, you feel, in this set. Connor's got his hands on the ball. Now it's with Twimavavi. And Twimavavi had a bit of a grimace as he went down then. Connor in centre field finds Houghton. Here's Mark Sneed, will attack the line, flicks the pass down. Somehow, under pressure from Liam Watts, Jamie Shaw keeps possession for his team. Sneed with a booming pass over here. Jake Connor holds the ball high. Eden's underneath it, safe. 5 minutes to go. 8 points the difference.
Well, they were trying to, or hoping for that mistake from Greg Eden. Hull FC need the hands on the ball. They need to be close to Castleford's line. Even saying that, it's going to be difficult to break them down, isn't it? The way they defended that try line tonight.
Well, Daryl Powell at half-time, Bill Arthur told us, wanted his side to show composure. They'll need to be composed. In the last 5 minutes or so of this game, control the tempo, control the pace, and Paul McShane's looking to do that with the latest input.
This is Senny Lefeo. Last tackle for Castleford. McShane turns the ball into his own.
Brilliant.
His dangerous goal line against Hull, and a flick of the hand by Jamie Shaw.
He was made to do that. Shenton's effort, the kick from Paul McShane, and last year I think we would have seen that kick go over the sideline.
Well, here they go, they've got to contest this restart, and they put it high in the air. It's gone 10 metres and Hull get the ball back.
They do, that's good play. Jordan Lane drops on it.
You like that, it's brave play as well, isn't it? Side, yeah, they need the ball back. Yeah, they're behind on the scoreboard.
They have to take chances now.
Go on, Jez!
That's Jez Litton. He's got some pace as Litton, but he's on his own. Shaw wanted the ball kicked into the open space. He's chasing this. That's very well done by Jake Truman.
Oh, he needed it more central. He needed to go more towards the sticks than across the field where Jake Truman was.
What a cool head on young shoulders, Jake Truman.
Well, he knew what the challenge was, and he knew that the break over on the left-hand side probably was going to end up a kick.
Exhausted there, Jake Truman. Jez Litton, come on off the bench. He's got an unenviable task in the Hull FC squad, trying to keep his place with Danny Houghton, such a stalwart of this club, such a talisman. Manages to find a space, makes a break, and just the angle was a little bit off.
That might have been the last throw of the dice by Hull. 3 minutes less than now. 8 points the difference.
Clear.
Ooh, and did that hit the line? The touch judge says it didn't.
Even under some pressure, Paul McShane.
Head and feed to Hull.
Quite calm.
Well, the picture, I think, says it might have done. The picture says it might have done. And that ball would have been brought back from whence the kick was taken.
Nice game management from the number 9.
Castleford in no hurry. They're going to take every second of what they're allowed at this scrum. Now then, time's against them.
The defence has been great this evening.
Castleford defence has been outstanding.
Whether it's been midfield, it's been on the edge. Yes, they've been broken, but they've shown enough desire to get there in numbers, and efforts like that on big players. Well done to the Castleford Tigers defensively.
This is Minicello. Minicello with a looping pass to Connor. Connor with a kick over the top. Looking for Meludi. He knocked it on. The ball goes out over this side. I think that is possibly the last throw of the dice. No, he's given head and feed here to Hull FC, because it came off Eden and found the touchline.
Second play. Well, just spotting the space that wide. Jake Connor drops it over the line. Comes off Greg Eden.
Again, Castleford taking the time to form this scrum, keeping a close eye on the shot clock. Phil, it's your onerous task to pick a man of the match tonight.
Well, I suppose there's several contenders, some of them ones for the Castleford Tigers. Paul McShane's been very impressive, hasn't it? Jake Truman at standoff, equally so for a young player. Could be a shining light for them, but this guy probably going to get the ball now. Jamie Shaw, in defeat, I think, even at this stage. He's been good enough. Not enough to win the match, but good enough to impress me, and he wins my vote for man of the match.
So Jamie Shaw is the Betfred man of the match. It might be a little consolation to him. Here is Chuimavavi. Hull have tried everything to break this Castleford defence down on their right, Castleford's left. Now they come back into centre field. Connor slides the kick through. It's claimed right underneath his own posts.
I know they're not going to get the victory. It's unlikely that the Hull are going to get the victory with a minute on the clock, but they've shown more in attack. They've had more creativity, they've had more options. The desire was there last week, and it's increased the level at 2. Lee Radford, I'm sure will talk with pride about his team's performance, but he'll have to admit that that goal line defence from Castleford, 3 or 4 times they held a player up over their own try line.
Yes, it's an agonising start to the season for Lee Radford and Hull. It's an unblemished start for Castleford Tigers. Played 2-1-2. And Truman with a kick right down the centre of the field. He knows there's only 15 seconds remaining. Hull can't score 8 points in 15 seconds. They'll do their best here, though, with Farimo. Good tackle by Roberts, and gets the penalty, the last penalty of the match.
He causes problems, doesn't he, Farimo? Earns a penalty, but that's it now.
There's a full-time siren. Sneed's high kick will be fielded here by Matauti, will it? No, it bounces. Eden has it. Eden fancies a length of the field effort here. He's had to beat his own player in Jesse Senilefeo. Eden's going down the left-hand side. He has got support from Rankin. Rankin is hauled down by Shaw. A 4-point save by Shaw, but for how long? The forward pass. Jamie Shaw, man of the match. Jamie Shaw with a great tackle at the end, but not enough to prevent a Castleford victory. The agony goes on for Lee Radford. The delight for the Castleford fans. They were 14-12 up at half-time. They scored 2 tries to 1 in the second half, and Rankin's penalty goal, 18 minutes from time, sealed the victory. Castleford 26, Hull 18. The Tigers march on.
Well, 2 wins out of 2 for Darryl Powell's men. Unfortunately for him, he picked up another injury to Mitch Clark, but when Lee Radford looks at this and reviews this game, he will be happy with what his players have done. Obviously, he won't be happy with the loss, but when you look at what the players have gone through, he's up against the Cast side here that many people are tipping to not only get in the top 5, but make a real big push to get to the Old Trafford.
Video referee said no 3 times for Hull, said yes 3 times for Castleford.
And that's the difference, isn't it? Those little 1%ers, that's it.
All credit has to go to Castleford. Defensively, on the money, all evening. We talked about the battle of the middles, Watts, Millington, Tongo, Taylor, everybody stood up, but just for me the difference was that goal line defence and that refusal of Castleford to give up the last microsecond. And how many times did that ball get held up?
Well, a tremendous win for the Castleford Tigers, and a consolation prize in many ways for the black and white, because Jamie Shaw, the outstanding fullback, is the Betfred man of the match, and he's talking to Bill.
Jamie, man of the match, silver salvo. Another full-on effort, and yet ultimately very, very frustrating.
Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted with that one. Like you say, the effort's there, but we'll still seem to be coming up with 2 points, which is very, very frustrating, but it's not like we're not trying.
Well, the chances you had in the second half, a lot of them created by yourself. Just the final pass, or just the final touch, really?
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? We did create a lot of chances, but we probably didn't take them, and it was maybe just a bounce of the ball where Jez Litton puts a kick in and it's a bit too far away, but it's one of them. We'll be back at training Monday, we'll be working hard like usual, and we'll have to turn up to Wigan Warriors now, and it's another tough test, but we're going to stay confident.
You're playing out your skin at the moment.
Yeah, but I'd take the 2 points rather than playing well, but like I say, it's just really, really frustrating, and I feel for all the boys.
Anybody feeling sorry for themselves?
Nah, not in our camp, no way. We're there every day training, working hard and putting the effort in, and I'm sure by tonight you've seen it, and last week, but we're just not getting them bouncing the balls at the minute, and we'll go again.
And injuries aren't doing you any good either, are they? I mean, in key positions, still not, Albert Kelly obviously still not ready. Fatulik Talanoa, just that maybe the people who would be able to capitalise on the things you're creating.
Yeah, they're all massive players for us that are missing, but the boys that are playing in them positions are playing well, so we'd love to have them out on the field, but we haven't, so we've just got to get on with it.
people are going to remind you, not only is it back-to-back defeats, it's 13 in a row now. You just put that out of your mind. Can you put that out of your mind?
Yeah, you have to. You can't go into games knowing that you've lost that many on the bounce. Just got to put it to the back of your mind and do your bit for the team, which the majority of the boys did. But like you say, we didn't pick up that result, and we're all on Wigan, where we're going to have to try and pick 2 points up from there.
Jamie, well done on the man of the match performance anyway. It's the salver and the cheque for 250 quid.
Cheers. Can it go to Adam Marr, please? An actual FC player.
That's a good shout.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Paul
McShane, meanwhile, had an outstanding game. Oh, blimey, that's a mess.
Yeah, it's a good job I'm married, isn't it?
How's the knee?
Yeah, just a bit of a scare really. Just felt a little twist on it, but all good. Like, it wasn't intentional, so there's no to it really.
There's a lot on your shoulders at the moment. You mean you were kicking goal? You kicked one off the touchline against the Catalan Dragons. You had an off night tonight.
Yeah, a bit shaky, but I'll keep practicing and try and get better. But Jord, I think, stepping up when I was out injured, taking that bit of pressure and giving us an 8-point lead was massive for us.
You want that responsibility as well, because you got enough on your plate as it is.
I'll do whatever's best for the team. I won't shirk away from anything, so yeah.
What about this performance tonight?
I thought it was a tough one, we had a good start to the game and then all got on top, and I think to grind it back showed a bit of character in us. We've probably crumbled, especially coming here. It's a tough place, so credit to the boys for digging in and kicking on.
There does seem to be a bit more defensive steel in the side, a bit more vigour in what you're doing defensively. Is that fair?
Yeah, we've worked all pre-season on it, and it shows. You get your rewards off back a good defence, and a couple of times we did some really good defensive try-line day. I think we held them up 3 or 4 times, and to turn up for your mates, it shows us trust there.
Thanks, Paul.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Castleford Tigers captain is Mike Shenton. Another win, but that took some winning, didn't you? You had to do a lot of work in the second half to keep Hull out.
In the first half as well. We knew it was going to be a tough game, this one. Hull, everyone's obviously talking about Hull there and what's going on here, but for us it was focusing on ourselves and coming in knowing we're playing against a real motivated team. But I think you saw tonight we're a pretty motivated team ourselves, and that's a tough win for us, and that's a pleasing victory. Obviously plenty to work on. We had a good start last week with areas to improve on, and again tonight we ground that one out tonight. That was tough. A lot of resilience shown, I thought, there.
For you, 100 Super League tries now, so that's an enjoyable evening for you personally.
Yeah, probably. I've been playing ages though, I know, so...
Oh, don't do yourself down. 100, it's a landmark.
Yeah, cheers, Bill. Thank you.
And this is a landmark as well. I mean, back-to-back wins, good way to start a season against tough opponents.
Absolutely, yeah. It's real pleasing. That's, like I said before, tough ground-out win there, and against a real motivated team who really challenged us. They really shift the ball, and you look at the strike they've got on an edge. That took some doing. It took some real doing, but credit to our team there. Dug in deep, and we held them out, and that's what the game. It felt quick. It's feeling a bit different this year, so it's taking a bit of getting used to.
You're feeling the pace?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, everyone's taking a bit of getting used to there, but it's creating some good games towards the end of the game. There, I mean, 8 points. That's a close game.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers, Bill.
Darryl Powell is the Castleford Tigers coach. You said before the game that you'd been putting some work in on the defence. It's paying off, isn't it?
Well, we had to scramble a lot today. I thought we started really well, and then we just a few too many errors. I thought, but the boys were great. I thought they dug in when they needed to. And the second half we started again. We started the half really well, and that probably won us the game the way we started the second half. But we had to withstand some pressure, and thought some of our scramble defence and the character of the team showed. And obviously it's massive for us. That 2 wins at the start of the season. Got a few injuries which are tough, but ultimately we're winning games, which is great.
As you say, you're doing it without key personnel present.
Well, I think that's throughout the comp. A lot of teams at the moment. There's been some injuries at the start of Super League, so yeah, we got a few boys that are injured. Mitch Clark, his first carry today had to come off, so hopefully he's not going to be too bad. But yeah, we get a bit of a breather next week, the World Cup Challenge, so we can have a good look at this game and look to improve again, of course.
Michael Shenton touched on it. The pace does seem to be, as a result maybe of the rule changes, the games are pretty unrelenting, aren't they?
Yeah, well, we watched Hull against Hull Car, and I watched them against St Helens as well. They're moving the ball pretty well, and they're like Shenny alluded to, they've got a lot of strike on the edges. They're really challenging players, so they put us under some pressure, and some of it we didn't handle too great in the first half. But we got better, and it looks like Shaw got the man of the match. It caused us a bit of trouble stepping back in, so there's just a few areas for us to improve. But look, we've won a game away from home against a team that was massively motivated after last week, so that's a big win for us.
Thanks, Darryl.
Thank you.
Darryl Powell and the Castleford Tigers can now rest their weary bodies and prepare themselves for a round 3 fixture in 2 weeks' time against London away, a game you can see on Sky Sports. He referenced the injuries, and there's his star playmaker who will miss the majority of this season, Luke Gale, congratulating his side. Jordan Rankin there brought in to replace Gale and work in the halves with Jake Truman, who was mightily impressive. We will, of course, have Luke Gale in studio with us to preview the game between Wigan and Leeds tomorrow. OK, rundown on the final figures. 26-18, the Castleford Tigers win, inflicting a 13th consecutive Super League defeat on Hull FC. Right, let's have a look at the match stats in a game that was extremely tough for the Castleford Tigers, something referenced by Michael Shenton and Paul McShane in the post-match interviews. Not a whole lot to separate them. Completion rate for Hull FC marginally better overall than it was in the first 40 minutes. Just a slight majority of possession for the Castleford Tigers. Meters made, though, heavily in favour of the Castleford side in the end. Right, we can go to John Wells now and pick out a game breaker from that roller coaster opening game to round 2 of the Betfred Super League.
Yeah, and it was played at a frenetic pace, wasn't it? We'll have a recap first of the tries in that second 40 minutes. There were only 3. 2 went to the Castleford Tigers, tellingly an early score for them as well. This came from James Clare, the assist there from Peter Matauti. That extended the 12-14 half-time lead to 24 points to 12. With Junior Moore's crossing, Jordan Lane off a lovely sweeping move involving Connor, and the man of the match. I completely agree with that one, by the way. An outstanding individual performance, albeit in defeat from Jamie Shaw. There's Lane's try, 18 points to 24, and it was just that penalty from Jordan Rankin on the hour mark that took that winning margin out to 8 points. Bill Arthur alluded to it in his interview with Paul McShane, and talking about perhaps the difference this year with the Castleford Tigers, just that little bit of defensive steel that perhaps hadn't been in evidence as much in 2018, and that tendency, maybe, in Paul McShane's words, to crumble at times under pressure. It's Paul McShane we're going to have a look at, because he's my game breaker this evening. He was involved heavily in an awful lot of the tries, and it was from kicks, it was close range stuff, really smart work from McShane. It's just when he gets into this area of the field, he's a very, very dangerous individual. Scored an individual try by skirting the line against the Catland Dragons last week. Equally dangerous with the foot. There's not an awful lot of tells either with Paul McShane. He's not someone who scours that back defensive line looking for gaps. But what he has got, because he's now proven he's capable of threading a kick through, he's got people who are willing to chase through in support. Jesse Senelefeo with the try there on 12 minutes. Then he forces a dropout early in the second half. That led ultimately to James Clare on 48 minutes, scoring in the corner. And then just another one close to the line here, Junior Moore's. It's the same sort of stuff. He's got players turning up for him now because he knows his kicks are important. And just a final one to finish on, off the tap. Have a look at this. This is what we're talking about, a bit of defensive steel. And he can lead from the front from that man. He has got an awful lot of pressure on his shoulders, Brian, but I think he's handling it incredibly well at the moment. Just a word on Hull FC before we leave. That win is not far away. Another good performance in defeat. And that sounds patronising, I know, but their performances are not belying the results they're getting at the moment.
OK, thanks very much, John. Next up for Hull FC, away to Wigan in 2 weeks' time. They'll be getting Wigan off the back of the World Club Challenge. Will that be the game that they can break this run? Let's get the thoughts of their coach, Lee Radford, who's with Bill.
Lee, I mean, another massive effort, as last week against Rovers, and yet nothing to show for it. Must be very, very frustrating.
Yeah, very. Obviously none from 2 now, so you know, we've just got to snag a win. We've got to stay in a game like we did tonight and snag a win from somewhere. You know, we've got to make sure we've got a fortnight's worth of practice now leading into the Wigan game, and plenty of good stuff in there, plenty of stuff we need to fix up as well.
Maybe making the most of your chances, because you can't complain about a lack of opportunities in that game, but you never really nailed them.
No, for sure. You know, the amount of times we got over the line and probably didn't put it away. But we're down there. You know, we scrambled hard, I felt. But the game's about taking your opportunities and taking your chances. And like I say, it's probably the same drum's going to be beating this week as it was last. You've got to take them opportunities, and it's real fine margins in this competition, you know. But Jake puts the ball away for 7 tackles. We don't see the football for another 10 minutes past that. You know, we end up making 22 tackles, I think, on our try line, and really burnt us out. So, like you say, when you're down there, you've got to take them chances.
Jake scores a great try, but there's an obstruction involved.
Yeah, you know, and that's the fine line. You know, fantastic bit of skill. You know, he's showed obviously to get over the line, but you know, one bloke not quite running through the line, and that's the difference between winning and losing in Super League.
Thanks, Lee.
Cheers, pal.
Yeah, fine margins. Nobody will know more about that now than Lee Radford. Tough time for the Hull AFC coach. I'm sure, though, he will have walked away, Phil Clark, from that match and double it up with their efforts in the first round defeat against Hull Kingston Rovers and think we are not far away.
I guess two teams arrived with two different mindsets today. Hull on their side arrived at this ground hoping they were going to win. Castleford arrived believing they were going to win, and I think that's the difference at the moment. It's almost as if somebody's been to the Hull training ground and stolen all the confidence that they had in the shelves there, because they do seem lacking in confidence, as we would expect having lost so many games. But I'm not so sure. They've obviously got players out missing, but so does every other side. Whether they can find a way to break teams down with greater class, because they're hoping to get over the line rather than creating chances.
Over the line. They were Manu first half, Jay Connor first half, disallowed try for an obstruction. Another one Jay Connor held up in the second half, held over the line. They are getting over the line.
Yeah, but not getting over the line and scoring, are they?
No,
there's an element of class. But also, when you looked at the metres, you showed that stat. When Castleford wanted to advance the ball downfield, they had players with the skill, the creativity, the strength and skill to be able to do that. And I think that metre difference between the two sides was telling, really, in the class between the two sides.
The players we interviewed from Castleford afterwards, Paul McShane and Michael Shenton, referred to grinding out a tough win. It's one of those wins you get in the team bus and you pat yourself on the back with. They've come here, they've faced a side that haven't played poorly and come away with 2 competition points.
Every game at the start of Super League is like that, isn't it? Because every team's full of enthusiasm, full of energy, and will play until the very last minute of the game, irrelevant of the scoreboard. So I don't expect anything different. To win the early games is very, very hard, even against the sides who will finish at the bottom of the table by the time we get to the end of the season. Winning any win now is a very important one.
OK, well, it's 8 years since they lost back-to-back games to start a Super League season, Hull FC. It has happened in 2019. OK, here's a reminder of what we've got coming up for you on Sky Sports Cricket. It is the third and final test. England against the Windies. Yeah, England hoping to avoid a series whitewash. 2-0 down, 1:30 p.m. Sky Sports Cricket on Saturday to see that one. I hope you can join us tomorrow. As I said, we're going to have Luke Gale in studio to take us through his thoughts on tonight's game and, of course, the Wigan-Leeds game, 7 p.m. Sky Sports Arena, Sky Sports Mix. Same 2 channels, 4:55 p.m. on Saturday for the Catalan Dragons against Huddersfield, and then on Sunday for the Betfred Championship. It's Rochdale, Toronto, 3 p.m. for that one on Sky Sports Arena. All right, thank you very much for your company, Phil Clark, for yours as well. 2 from 2 for the Castleford Tigers to start the season. For Hull FC, well, it's unlucky 13.
Here is a break though from Truman, the young player of the year, gets the ball wide to Shenton, and Shenton will go over for the first try. Here is a try for Jesse Senilifeo. That's a good ball from Connor to Westerman, and